Hail and welcome to the Black Tower. I'm your host, your guide, your brother, the Sorcerer Monasul. And speaking of brothers, I've been wanting to do a video since last week concerning the advent of Taurus coming in and Huber. Now, in the Necronomicon, it says that Huber bore, meaning gave birth to. This being so, it reminds me a lot of Lilith, working with Lilith. So anybody who knows anything about Lilith, you can kind of understand. Also, another interesting tidbit concerning the constellation of Taurus has 11 stars, which denotes to the 11 different children or beings. Now, that being said and done, let's get on to more different stuff. All right, so I've been going through an internal change and working through some stuff, and I'm not gonna lie, these as and I workings, they're taking their toll on me. They're actually causing an internal change, and in so doing, it's changed the way I look at things, and it's changing my belief systems, so to speak, kind of, sort of, in a way. Uh, and so I've had a lot of things like thinking about the restructuring of this channel and, maybe in the way I present things instead of just, oh, it's just about this and about that, just in general, being a sorcerer and doing sorcerer things. With that being said and done, uh, so rather interesting is that last night I joined in with JD Temple and JS Garrett. They were doing a live Belial working and decided I wanted to tap into this energy, this current. And so, I joined in, did the right here at the house, everything else. Smeared the blood, lit the incense, did all the wonderful stuff that comes with that. Now, I went to feeling better. Now, I've been feeling really fucking awful. And I don't know how else to put it, pardon my language, but I've just been feeling freaking horrible. I couldn't figure out what, my heart would be racing out of nowhere for no reason whatsoever, and it's not my diet, and it's not my habits or anything like that. And because I'm going to go ahead and throw this out there, and because I'm not the kind of person who automatically thinks that just because I don't feel good or something that I'm being attacked, and in the words of my wife, I give people the benefit of the doubt. Well, I woke up this morning because I had something important I had to do, and I noticed I had a missed phone call and a voicemail from 2 a.m. in the morning. Oh, oh, I don't know if I've ever said how much I cannot stand or tolerate stupidity, but I really can't stand stupidity. I can't tolerate it. I don't allow it of myself. And period, end of story. I've caught myself doing stupid shit, and I'll come down hardcore on myself because there's the thing with ignorance. Ignorance is fine; it can be taught better. But stupid, I can't do anything with stupid. I mean, there's just nothing you can do about it. So anyway, so into my first cup of coffee this morning, I'm sitting there and I'm like, well, can't be good if it's 2 o'clock in the morning, and I didn't know the number, but I listened to the voicemail, and I should have knew something was wrong when I got called a motherfucker. And I'm not talking about like, oh, you my motherfucker. No, I got called a motherfucker. And a son of a bitch. And shit tons of things. And I'm just sitting there like, the hell? So I somehow, some way, am responsible for someone's life going to hell. Now, be yeah, you are not responsible for somebody else's life, first off. They are responsible for their own life as you are responsible for your own life. Now, before I go into all this, let me just throw out this thing about balance, okay? Just like you can't go around thinking all day long, because you have to do something physical. You have to do an action to mimic the thought, to go with the thought, to coincide with the thought. Well, spiritually, magically speaking, the spiritual realm and the physical realm are directly connected, okay? Just like thought and action are connected, spirit and flesh are connected. You cannot sit there, do magic spells, and all this, that, and the other, and just go back to being couch potato doing nothing and expect the magic to bring anything into your life. You have to actually make phone calls, go places, fill out forms. I mean, you have to do the work. You can't be lazy about it. You have to do this. Magic supplements your physical life. It's not meant to take over, or you'd have never been born. You'd have just stayed spirit. This is how this works, just in case there's someone out there who doesn't know this or who's never actually just put two and two together. And then at the same time, I'm being a little sarcastic too and concerning this person I'm about to tell you about. So, years and years ago, by over a decade, there was this person, and I will not name names, and this person was addicted to meth. And this person almost did 50 years to life sentence for manufacturing. I did everything magically speaking, showed up at the court hearing, talked to the lawyers, everything else. You know, trying to stand good because this person cleaned up and is trying to straighten up and all this other stuff. God's be praised. That's the only way I know how to put it. The judge took one look at him and said, you know, I see a lot of people come in here. He says, and I know better. He says, they're just going to go right back to it. But I believe you, son. And so he gave this person an out. He had to spend a year or 2 years in rehab. Did the year or 2 years in rehab. All this other stuff. Now let's fast forward 10 years. He'd been clean the whole time. He messed with stuff and did any of this other thing. Well, following the winds of change in their life, being of chaos and all this other stuff, and being so-called satanic, self-proclaimed Satanist, which I've met Satanists with a little bit more sense than this guy, but whatever. So he follows his whims and winds and all this other stuff, and he goes out of state chasing this girl. Gets with this girl. And before they know it, it's either she has to choose between him or them, and so she chooses him. So they get kicked out. And all of a sudden, she's got to rely on this guy to take care of her now, all of a sudden. And now, meanwhile, I'm trying to be the person like, hey, look, don't rely on anybody, rely on yourself. Go get a job. You know, go do this, go do that. You know, take care of yourself. Never rely on somebody else to do it for you. Do it for yourself. Yeah, a little bit too late. This girl already messed up in the head because of this guy. Thinking he's got her best interest in mind. Well, 5 months go by. Everything's fine and dandy between them. They end up, though, living in a tent in the woods. And now me, meanwhile, being the person I am, I did not want to see anybody homeless or anything like that. And I'd been doing some spell work and stuff to try and help them and all this other stuff. You know. And at any rate, so I was talking to a buddy of mine. I was like, hey, you know this person, you know. If you ever have a problem with them, it's like, no, man, no, we got along just fine, cool. If they could get to you, could you put him up so he can get on his feet to get a job and everything else? You know, figure maybe it was the place they lived at. You know, the state didn't have any jobs or something. You know, just sometimes it happened. He's like, sure, man, if they get to me, be more than glad to. All right. Fast forward. They get out there. Dude gets a job for the first month, 2 months. Everything looks like it's fantastic. Just fan-fucking-tastic. Like everything's going to go just the way it's supposed to go. You know, getting a job, getting on his feet, and all this other stuff. Well, I got a few phone calls where I thought the dude was drunk. He wasn't drunk. He was high as a kite. And I was like, well, it's not my life, and I can't say anything about it. And, you know, and I had already told the guy, look, you quit this shit, you know. Quit it cold turkey. You know what I mean? Or, you know, you went through all the detox. You went through all the crap, man. Don't go back into it, you know. Oh, no, man, it's for the spiritual. Oh, my goodness, you know what? You can take chemicals and all these different things for your spirituality, but sometimes it's an excuse to get high because there are very few things that you have to do that's for your spirit, because a lot of spiritual stuff can be done with a sober mind. I'm not saying a little tipsy from some wine or drink or whiskey if if you work with the Loa or the or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I mean, there's just all these different things about it. And now, mind you, and so anyway, so not only was he doing this, but he was putting my friend in quite a bit of danger of losing home, losing his freedom, all this other stuff. And and he was afraid of making me mad. It's like I told him, dude, I wouldn't deal with it. I wouldn't tolerate it. Tell him to get the hell out. Well, I didn't hear anything for about 2-3 weeks. He calls me up. And I'm like, dude, how'd that go? He goes, oh, well, man, they're still here. And so I gave him another chance. I was like, I thought you were going to get rid of them. Yeah, but, blah, blah, blah. Well, a week later, dude calls me up out of nowhere, middle of the day, talking about he's out walking and that he might be going to jail and that if I didn't mind, get a hold of his ex and tell her to tell them to get out of his house. And I'm like, oh, hell no. Hell no. So what was the first thing I did? I went straight and went to working with Belial. And I'm like, look, protect this guy. Because he did not deserve this. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's happening. But I know good and well he does not need to be going to jail. Help with this. Please. Sure enough, never went to jail. All this other stuff. And everything's supposed to be cleared up. Now, mind you, it's been 2.5 weeks now. Haven't heard hiding her hair. Dude, they were trying to get a job and all this other stuff. And now, mind you, this grown man, he's in his 50s. He knows what he's doing. It's not that big of a deal. Anywho, so fast forward till last night. I got a call and I'm being told all this stuff and about I'm being accused of why he is where he is. Why he got kicked out. There is a thing to be said about stupidity. Hey, if you're homeless and someone helps you, not have to live in a tent in the woods, and they're waiting on you to get a job, and you get a job. If you decide that getting high is more important than passing a drug test so that you end up quitting your job so you don't get drug tested to go join another one just to wash, rinse, repeat this crap. If you decide that during a job that you just got that it's okay to miss a day or two, it's not okay to miss a day or two, especially when you just got the job. Most people don't know this, but you can miss one day in the first 30 days. Most of the time, you're going to lose your job. Most of the time, that's what happens. Unless it was an emergency and it can be proved. But I'm being accused of this. Now, the really, really, really funny thing is I'm a laid-back, chillaxed guy. But the first thing is that I just felt a fire like I haven't felt in years just rear up inside me, just fucking flame on, And now, mind you, remember I was telling you about that I was doing that thing about Belial. And this brings me to the Necronomicon. See, all this will tie in. In the Necronomicon, you have Gishbar, Gabil, fire god. Gira is the name of the flame. Now, do you know what Gira is? Gira is your own godhood. It is the flame of your becoming. It is the fire within you. When Prometheus stole the fire of the gods and gave it to man, this is that fire. This is the fire that each of us was born with, and you have to kindle it, stoke it, get it to come to life. Flame on, man. Fucking Johnny Blaze. Wow. You tend to this. Gnosis is where you tap into that blackened flame and you learn the things about your soul, the parts that are hidden from you, the invisible. If you're working with the Azanai, it is the exact same thing because the Azanai are deep within, not without. As the elder gods were outside, they were the world of order around us. We are now dealing with the internal chaos. But now, meanwhile, Gishbar Ba Gabil, Gishbar Ba Gabul, keeper of the flame of Gira, the power that mankind has, that all the gods have, but that mankind is supposed to be kindling to become a god. This is the whole concept of deification. You have to work through that. You have to. If you know, uh, a God is not a God because they say they're a God. A God is a God because they are a God. Because they connect thought and action, spirit and flesh, and they are seamless as one, and they are perfected, and they are not held back by vices like substances. Oh my goodness, man! You want to let your hair down, you have a good time, great, but don't make it your life. Don't for all these things that everybody thinks actually helps them. It's the things that get past you because you're unaware. And when you are under the influence, you are unaware of some of the stuff sneaking past you. It's like a guard that's been standing there watching the gate and he's taking naps. There's no telling what's gone past him. And I'm not just talking about possums and raccoons. I'm talking about people who snuck right past him and never heard them. You have to be on guard. You have to watch your internal world. That is part of being God. Part of being a God is always being attentive. There's a game I used to like to play, Dragon Age, and they have a motto for the Great Wardens in there, and it says, "In war, victory; in peace, diligence; and in death, sacrifice." You can equate that to the magical world, to the mundane world. In war, victory, you must fight, 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 fight. And when you think that the war's won, when you think that all the hustle and bustle and the striving for perfection and for attainment is over with, diligence, holy crap, keep your eyes open, watch, be aware. And that kind of reminds you of the gatekeeper part in the Necronomicon where it says to keep the gates closed and to watch them. And especially one in the underworld where it talks about surely that is the way they will return. I love having an off day where I'm not doing anything magical, just mundane, just, you know, just doing whatever. Something so mundane, so ridiculous, so whatever. But it can't be every day, day after day after day after day after day after day, till a week, till a month. It can't be like that. Because if you're truly on this path of becoming, of ascending, there's no such thing. You can relax to a degree, have faith and trust and stuff. You don't have to be uptight. But you have to be diligent. You have to keep at it. You've got to keep on keeping on and all that. And it brings me back to this thing. It makes me so mad. That is freaking ridiculous. You blame me for your life because you make bad decisions, bad choices. You did not appreciate what you had. And beyond all that, had no concern for what you were doing in somebody else's world who was just trying to help you. People like that, that term fucking feed them beans comes to mind. I got one too. It's called fuck 'em. Just wash your hands of it, walk away. But watch your back, because those kind of people, they're so vindictive. They're the ones sitting there channeling over the candles, spilling blood, just like, oh, go eat them, go kill them, do it, destroy them because they've destroyed my life. Taking no responsibility whatsoever for their own fucking life. They want to blame everyone else but themselves. If your life is shit, sometimes it is because of others, but sometimes it's just because you need to take better care of yourself. You know what I'm saying? You have to want better for yourself, and then you have to work at attaining what's better for you. So forth and so on. Is it easy? Is it fast? No. I had one stupid spell I've been having in motion for over a year and a half. Still don't know if it's manifested yet. Do I have faith in it? Absolutely. Because I trust the system and because I know what it's about. It's about sticking to all the planes at one time, keeping all the angles covered, watching the gate, staying mindful and aware. You know, and with this in mind, you know, I did not mean to turn this into a rant thing. This is, but this is me. 5 days being gone from the time I was going to do a video. This is what I'm doing a video on. Here at the Black Tower, we do not make gods. We remind ourselves and in each other that we already are gods and how to attain and how to ascend. And part of that is taking responsibility. Part of that is taking action. Oh boy. Well, with that being said and done, I hope and pray none of you have to deal with anything that stupid. Yourselves personally, I hope you have a beautiful, wonderful day, week, weekend, month, whatever. Peace, blessings, and power.